Hello, welcome to the Counterattack Playthrough Series. We are playing Fields of Fire by GMT Games. This is the fourth turn of the first scenario of the World War II campaign. Just as a reminder of what's been happening in the first three turns, our forces moved out this way, occupied the attack point. There was an artillery observer of the Germans over there that caused some menace, but we are safe from it now. They withdrew. We have a bit of a firefight here. Both sides are pinned. We have taken a casualty. We still need to clear these three potential contact A items. We also need to take the primary and secondary objective way back there in the back row, those two. So let's get cracking here. First, we check for a higher headquarters event. There is no headquarters icon there. Then we draw for our CO receiving orders. 4. We do have contact right now, so it's a -1 because they're green. No bonus because there's contact. So it's 3. Okay, so the CO, let's see, they have 2 saved commands still. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to activate first platoon, which we have a line of sight to, and radio contact. So I'll go ahead and mark first platoon ready to be activated. Second platoon, which is right here, so line of sight. So we'll go ahead and activate them. That cost a total of 2 actions for the CO. Now, third platoon headquarters, I don't know if you remember, but excuse me, this is second platoon right here. Third platoon headquarters was here, but they moved over here to help with spotting the enemy machine gun over here. So they are out of line of sight because the way it works is you can only go like to direct cards. So I can trace diagonally in this direction, but not sort of across this way. So they are out of communication, so I can't activate them. Since I have 2 saved commands, I can save 1 more. I might as well just save it up. Sorry if you hear chimes, it's pretty windy here in Southern California. So we'll go ahead and finish the activations for the CO. I am giving them a total of 3 saved commands now. Alright, so now first platoon. 4 minus 1 is 3. So they have 3 actions and 0 saved actions. As you may notice, I intersperse or interweave the words action, command, and orders. So sorry about that, just what I do. Okay, so what are they going to do here? Well, they've sent some of their units up to the attack point. We have the first weapons, 30 cal machine gun, and an assault team they're using as scouts. I do want to take this church, which I have to achieve our objectives. Plus it's a good position towards the attack point or the objectives. So I think they're going to issue a platoon move since there's no enemies close by. That costs 2 points. And so this entire platoon, just making sure it's all platoon, yep, they're going to move forward. And I think they will move into those trenches. This is pretty risky because moving into the trenches, if a grenade hits, there's, the more units you have under a cover marker, the higher the bonus for the attacker. But these guys are out of communication from the platoon because they're in a separate location. Even though it's the same card, it's a micro location. So yeah, so when you move onto a card where there's a cover marker, you can immediately enter the cover marker. Okay, so now they can communicate with those guys that are in there. So they have 1 command left. I think they're going to order a scout forward. This is probably pretty risky, but I'll go ahead and do it. So they're going to spend their last command to order the scout in here, the assault team. I think it's going to move. I'm going to have it move back to the objective back there. Primary objective, go scout that out. One key thing I just missed, exposed for moving. this entire unit is exposed here, except for the weapons team, which did not move, so I'll put it on top of the exposed marker. And make sure I put trenches back. Okay, that's the first platoon. They spent all their actions. Okay, now for second platoon, 3 minus 1 is 2. So let's see, do they have any saved commands? Yes, they do. They have 1 saved command. I think they're going to do a platoon move as well, so they'll spend their 2 new actions. Move the entire platoon forward. It's going to go into the cover. So we'll go ahead and mark the platoon with exposed marker, but then in there is one of their squads and an assault team. So they're all undercover. Again, this is dangerous. If this machine gun over here managed to clear this card and then, started shooting there, could be bad. So they have 1 save command. I think I want to send my assault team, instead of on a scouting mission, I'm going to have them assist 3rd platoon over here. So these guys are pinned. We got a 3rd platoon's 1st squad is pinned by machine gun fire. So I think we're going to have these guys try to infiltrate. What is infiltrate, you may ask? Well, that's a movement command. It says attempt to infiltrate an adjacent card, cost 1 action, draw 2 cards, plus or minus based on your experience. Any headquarters staff can issue it. You can't be exposed when you're doing it, and there, you can see there's a few other rules there. So basically, that is because there's a battle going on here. They can sort of sneak in, I guess. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. And I'm looking for a silhouette of sneaky people. No silhouette. I'm trying to see if I have an example one in my discard pile. Doesn't look like it. So they failed to sneak into there. I should have said I spent my 1 saved command for that, if I didn't say that. So there's no saved commands anymore. So they failed to infiltrate. I need to go see what, if you fail to infiltrate, do you become exposed? Okay. So clarification, infiltrate means you're trying to sneak in. And if you get in successfully, if you successfully infiltrate, you're not exposed. However, if you fail to infiltrate, it's just like a normal move. So you still get to move in. So this guy's exposed, but he's on the card now. And subject to this all pinned volume of fire. Oh, wait a minute. What am I saying? So now that he's on this card, yeah, so this is a all pinned volume of fire coming from the Germans because they're pinned. But there's also a volume of fire all pinned from these American units that are pinned. They fire poorly because they are hunkered down. But now this guy's on the card. We can upgrade our volume of fire to automatic weapons because we have an A. The P means point blank, I think. So this assault team can only fire within this card. Okay, I think that worked out pretty good. I didn't realize failure to infiltrate means you still get to move, so that's cool. All right, that was second platoon. Now for third platoon, the first sergeant and the XO. So third platoon headquarters wasn't activated by higher headquarters, so they get activated in the, leadership that is not in the chain of command phase, which we're doing right now. So we'll go ahead and do third platoon, and we come down and do this number because they're not activated by higher headquarters. So the question is, does that receive a -1 for their green experience, and basically do they have 0 actions? I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay, so you do apply the modifier, and there is no minimum number when it's this general, I guess it's called general initiative or initiative type actions. Yeah, so that would be the headquarters acting on their own initiative with this. So creating commands with this mechanism, minimum number is 1, even if your modifier is less than 1. Via the other mechanism, the initiative mechanism, it can be 0. So third platoon is done. One thing I should have done with the CO is sent a runner out. That's probably what I'll do next time if I'm in this same situation. Okay, Staff Sergeant and XO. Well, the XO has all their saved commands, and so they'll go ahead and try to expend their one command they just accumulated. In other words, they are storing 3 saved commands, and they just got a 4th command. Staff Sergeant has 1 command right now as well. It's part of the initiative phase still. So, what do we want these guys to do? I think the Staff Sergeant, since he only has 1 save command, will just spend his command to save it. If that makes sense. And then the XO, well, I think he's going to move up into this hedgerow. And I'm thinking I might have him on a later turn designate a casualty collection point here so that we can evacuate this casualty. We'll see. Okay, so he's done. He's keeping his 3 saved commands. I'm just thinking those will come in handy later. Okay, so all the leadership has performed their actions, so I'm going to go ahead and do general initiative. It's a 1. It is not modified when you're doing general initiative because it's not a leader taking part. So I can spend that 1 anywhere. Well, I think I need to make a grenade attack here. By the way, someone on Board Game Geek, I apologize for not remembering your name right now, pointed out that I made a mistake when I did my grenade attack last turn. I had, last turn, these guys were not pinned, either of them. I made a grenade attack. Whenever you do that against an unpinned enemy, they get to make a free grenade attack back. I did not do that, so I cheated the Germans of some potential damage there. So I'm going to go ahead and make a grenade attack, or attempt to, with this guy against the Germans. The Germans are now pinned, so they can't grenade back. So we'll go ahead and draw 2 cards, and we're looking for a grenade icon. Nope, and no. So they threw a grenade, or bunches of grenades, and missed. So it affects the whole cards. I'll just put it there. Okay. I think that's the Americans' turn. So now for the Germans. We're seeing if they have an event from higher headquarters. Uh-oh. They do. See the radio with the HQ there? So I need to go find the chart for that. We basically draw a random number between 1 and 10. Looking here, it's a 6 on the 10 column. Let's see what that is. Here we go. Rally. Attempt to rally any on-map unit from pin and to upgrade any LAT. That's limited action team. Okay, so I guess the headquarters is yelling at them to get up off the ground. So so these Germans here, it's the only pinned German unit on the map, are going to attempt to rally. The Germans are line quality, which I was calling regular earlier. They draw 2 cards. Looking for the word rally, and we got it on the first card there. So they are no longer pinned. And they have automatic weapons. So their volume of fire also goes from all pinned to automatic. That's not good. Oop. Okay, now it's time for enemy activity checks. Just a reminder, we look at this chart here. There's actually a different chart if you're a limited action team or pinned, but they're no longer pinned. So if they're on the same card as a US unit and not undercover, nope. Same card as a US unit and undercover, yes. 2 or 3 on a 1 to 3, they will make a grenade attack. Okay, so drawing 2 cards, looking for a grenade icon. Nope, so they threw their grenades. I need to decide which group they threw their grenades at. Or maybe those guys are all considered the same group since they're not undercover. I'll have to look that up, but they do have a miss. So maybe it doesn't really matter. It affects the whole card. And then I'm going to look something up, but we get to immediately make another grenade attack back. So no grenade. So grenade attacks are not cumulative, so that second miss of ours doesn't matter. And in fact, I think this miss probably doesn't matter either. I'm gonna have to go read all about this real quick. Okay, some reading and some searching online. So when these guys threw a grenade, since their enemy, the Americans, are not under a cover marker, like you would target a specific cover marker, then they have to pick a single unit. So I guess if there are 20 units here, they just have to pick one to throw a grenade at. And so if I was to do that, I would have thrown it at the guy that's not pinned. So, and if it hit, it would have gone on top of him like that. But since it's a miss, it affects the whole card. And my reading of the rules is grenade misses do not stack. In fact, let's see here, right here, grenade miss, -1, apply only once per card. So I think it doesn't matter who threw the grenades or what, how many times they were thrown. Miss is a single, any number of misses counts as a single miss in terms of the combat effects. Okay, so those guys did their activity check. So next we need to resolve potential contacts. So as a reminder, we sent some scouts up to the primary objective. Let's see what's going on. So the current activity level is contact. We can see the type of marker is a B marker, so we're going to draw 5 cards. There's a couple. We got cover, nothing. There's a couple more. We got nothing. And then 5th card, cover. So, all right, we cleared the primary objective. That's good. With no bad guys coming. Okay, now we go into combat. This is the only location where combat's ongoing, so let's go ahead and take care of the Americans first. We'll do these guys. So we'll do this guy first. So +2 for the, what are we, woods? So +2, +3 for being pinned. -1, so it's a +2 right now for the automatic weapons fire. -1 more for the missed grenades. So that's a total of +1 on their combat effects, and I'm gonna have to reshuffle. All right, so +1 pin. They're already pinned, so effectively no effect. So now this guy, they're at 2, 1, 0, and because they're exposed, -2. Oh, that's not going to be good. -2 pinned. Okay, could have been worse. So I'll go ahead and just throw these guys in with this guy over here now. Okay, I'm not adjusting their volume of fire yet because this is all happening simultaneously. I do the adjustments after the combat. Okay, so now the Germans, they're at 2, 1, 2, 1. +1 is a pin. So they're back to being pinned, which is good for me, except I keep moving more troops into there and getting them pinned. So, okay, that's all the combats taken care of. The grenade comes off. The volumes of fire both drop from automatic weapons to all pinned. We have those wounded still stuck in there we need to get out. Wounded or dead. Okay, and then the remainder is just taking off the various exposed markers. I had a bunch of them, so they're all off. And that's the end of turn 4. I think we're having an easy go of it, but we'll see what happens. So catch you on the next one.